What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Halloween Horrors 2022, except that if you couldn't tell already by the background, this isn't a review. So if I remember correctly, I love that background so much, it's badass. If you guys remember this, I said that there was going to be something big happening, and this is that thing that's happening. So I met this person at Popcorn Frights and her legend of a dad, Tony Gardner, who, by the way, I probably had the most fun interview with possible that day. And I asked her, would you be down to just talk horror on my channel? And she was like, yep. And I said, oh my God, I legitimately freaked the fuck out that day. And so today I am here with, I believe is going to be a legend herself, Miss Kyra Gardner. How you doing, man?
Hello. Oh, you're so kind. It's so funny. I don't know how to
No, come on. Only the best. Oh, wait, this way. Only the best for you, man. Seriously, only the
Oh, am I
best.
here?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
know.
here?
Yeah, it looks like you're on this side, but for some reason I see you on this side. I don't know what it is.
Oh, mine's up and down.
You've been having a hell of a press tour, man. How's that been going with you?
Oh, goodness. It's still going. I just got back from Toronto After Dark Film Festival,
Oh,
which is one of my favorite horror film festivals. So if you're a filmmaker, definitely submit there. They're like some of the most like communicative people. They have their own little mascot, like Scary Tatty, and it's like a horror teddy bear.
wow.
Yeah, so Chucky got some pictures with Teddy Bear last weekend, but it's been going good. I have one more festival I'm attending in person so far, and then I can kind of like have my life back a little.
Dude, I know the feeling. This month I've been doing nothing but doing horror reviews like every other day. I'm just like, when's this gonna be over with? And I still have to edit 2 more videos too, by the way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel so bad. I like don't have any Halloween content this month, and I'm like, that's what I'm supposed to pump out, and I'm just like, I'm trying to sell my movie, dude. I can barely sleep. It's so hard to
Oh,
work and film and then try to do social media. I can't do it.
which, speaking of which, I've been itching to see it a third time living with Chucky. Oh, I need to see it again. Like like literally, no joke. I told you that I was in tears watching it, but the first time I saw it, it's become one of my favorite documentaries I've seen in the last like 5 years, man.
Oh, thank you.
I legitimately, I never, it's not that I don't like watching documentaries. It's just that they're always fun to make like a bunch of indies. Although our buddy Danny and Sylvia's film, Follow Her, love that film so much. It's so fucking good. I can't praise that film enough. I cannot praise Living with Chucky enough. I've been telling my coworkers, if you love documentaries, if you love Chucky, watch the movie as soon as you possibly freaking can. It'll come out of nowhere, and you'll probably be tearing up in the end like myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably.
It's crazy. When people like say like I cried, I'm like, yes. Like I did my job. Yeah. No, I like can't announce just yet, but like very soon next week before the end of October, I don't know when you plan on posting this, I'll be able to announce where the film is going to be because we
Oh,
have distribution. So
oh my God. I was being told that Terrifier 2 is finally coming out on Halloween, which I still have not seen the first Terrifier yet.
me neither. And Terrifier 2 has been on all the like festival rounds that I've been at, but I didn't want
Oh
to
my
watch it because
God.
I haven't seen the first one. I didn't realize what a like beloved
Yeah.
franchise that is.
Dude, I had no idea because I remember Mark, who runs Popcorn Friends, like, you could be here for Terrifier 2. I was thinking in my head, like, what the fuck is Terrifier?
Yeah,
Like, what's that?
and I just went to a Halloween store to get a costume today, and
Oh
there's like
my God.
Terrifier masks, and it's like, okay, this is obviously a bigger deal than I realized. I need to watch this freaking movie.
My buddy Patrick, who lives in Australia, was showing me a reaction from the very first kill in Terrifier 2, and I just went, dude. And he said, that's the first minute, by the way. I was like, if this is 2.5 hours, I can only imagine the madness. Yeah, only the first minute in.
It's 2.5 hours. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
two and
Okay.
a half hours. Oh, and by the way, I want to give a big F you to the guy that you were dealing with at Air Canada for busting out Chucky like that.
Oh my god. Yeah, for context for people at home, I was
Yeah.
going to from Portland to Toronto,
Hmm.
and when I got into Calgary to then go to Toronto, I had to go back through security, and there's these two. They're literally on my tape. They're literally right here.
Oh my
There's
God.
these two little metal like washers that sit in Chucky's butt, like this sitting doll, so that he's weighted, so that he can sit upright for the movies. And so I always have to put Chucky through the like security thing, and they flagged that, and I was about to miss my flight, and they said I either had to cut him open or check him in a bag, and I didn't have a bag, and even if I would have bought a bag and put him through, like it wouldn't have made it on the plane. And so basically like everybody just watched me crying with this Chucky doll with no context in the security line. And then he wanted to rip open the fabric rather
come on.
I know, rather than just cutting the stitching of where the butt opens.
Yeah.
So I just like I felt bad, but also I like grabbed his hand and I was like, no. And I took the scissors and I was like, let me do it. Like, this is very expensive.
God.
And it's an actual like piece of movie history. Please don't.
It's like, if anyone's going to cope on my brother, my sadistic brother, that's going to be me, damn it.
Exactly. And so my dad still has to stitch his butt back up together. But like, that was so sad. I was so devastated, but it's okay. It's really fine. But in the moment I had been traveling and I was so tired and I was like, now I have to cut open my doll.
So we had talked at Popcorn Frights, and there was a specific question I had asked where I stated to saying that you had first come across Chucky when you were 3 or 4 years old. Now, if this Kyra today could go back in time to tell that Kyra saying, hey, I'm going to be making a movie about this guy that traumatized you for your childhood, how do you think that you would react to that news?
I probably wouldn't believe myself. That's funny that you ask that, because that's kind of what I think about constantly on like the festival tour. I'm like, this is so crazy because this was just something that is so normal to me. It was just part of my childhood. At the time when I was little, I didn't think I was going to go into film, let alone make a short documentary and then a feature documentary about this thing that to me is like, you know, like this normal everyday thing. And so it's like so weird to be like, this is going to be your first feature film, kid. Like, I would be like, you're shitting me. No. Like, I would be like, why?
Like, why are you doing this to me, man?
Yeah, but it's been so, I'm so glad I did, because I think a documentary was kind of like a safe space. Not really though, because the making of this was astronomically hard, but a safe space to make a first feature, because it's, you know, I think people are a little more lenient with documentaries if they hate it, or some people are just like not documentary people. So it gives you more of like a safety net, I feel, to figure out what goes into it, and then also the back end of it, like sales and distro and all the stuff you didn't know. It's like so much easier to figure out on something that documentaries can tend to be a little cheaper than narratives. I'm not saying all are, but so that if you don't make your money back or whatever, it's not like you had a $2 million deal for your first feature and you're only getting like $500K back. So like
a micro budget film, like from like a Blumhouse thing, and then you somehow make like 100 times the budget in your like your first weekend.
That'd be creative. That'd be crazy. But
I mean, hey, I'm praying for it to happen one day, man. I'm praying for it.
That'd be cool. Blumhouse just needs to like hire more women for feature film.
Hey, they could get Jennifer. He could get Jennifer Kent from The Nightingale, The Babadook, which that's one of the films that's actually made me scream while watching a horror film.
Yeah. The woman who directed Jennifer's Body, Lily. Who did A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. She just had an indie movie come out, Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon. I have no idea what it's about, kind of, but it's playing at festivals. I don't know when it's going to come out, but and they've had Catherine Hardwicke direct something in the past for Blumhouse, but it went straight to video on demand.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of like the women who have directed feature films for Blumhouse, their features have gone straight to video and not have like a theatrical release. So they're letting like a lot of more women have opportunity at Blumhouse than before, but it seems to be more so in like television.
Yeah, and also I mentioned Patty Jenkins as well. For Monster. Oh my, I will never forget the first time I saw Monster. I actually tweeted out to her before Wonder Woman came out, and I said to her, Yeah, this film fucked me up, dude. It was so good. So yeah, living with Chucky has been a hell of an experience, especially in the editing phase, because it still blows my mind that when you told me I had 12 hours of footage. Like when I heard that, I was just thinking like, how did you what? And here's the thing, I do follow you on TikTok as well. And I remember at a certain point you had documented about how many times Adobe Premiere crashed on you.
Oh my God.
Dude, I've used Adobe Premiere myself. That could be a pain in the ass to use.
It's so like it's so funny. And Adobe somewhere in my TikTok videos commented
What?
on TikTok, and I wanted to respond and be like, fix your freaking software, dude. Like it's so hard to edit. But I haven't seen it yet because I'm the worst, but I know Everything Everywhere All at Once edited on Adobe, and they had all effects. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a thing about that, and it's like how, because it's so but I like it. I don't want to edit in DaVinci, but it's funny because I said like I had 12 hours of footage to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, that's all," and I'm like,
That's all. What?
Like documentaries can have like hours of footage and this and that, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. That's for somebody who just got out of film school. That's that to me.
I'm just thinking like that's almost like it's 12 hours of footage, man. What do you think I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life at this point?
Exactly. And I probably have like way more hours of footage for Studio 666, like the BTS that I shot of that, but I'm just gonna not.
Which, by the way, fun as hell movie. Really, really fun. And by the way, I was searching all over. Where do I find that your behind the scenes documentary? Where do I find that?
Oh, I haven't made it yet.
Oh, because I was searching because like I need to ask her about her documentary because your dad's, and by the way, how was your dad doing, by the way, speaking of which?
He's good. He went to Toronto with me. And then I don't know why I was like looking as if he's somewhere in my apartment.
I was like, by the way, cameo appearance.
Yeah, no, he totally would have if he was here. He's good. He had a few movies come out this October. Marlon Wayans' Curse of Bridge Hollow.
Oh, okay.
Now, and then Hocus Pocus 2, and I feel like there was something else. Oh, well, Chucky season 2.
Was it my boss has been watching Chucky season 2 and he said, dude, you need to see Chucky season 2.
It's pretty we did reshoots like yesterday, and
wow,
the finale is insane.
Oh my god.
Make sure you're caught up because that's probably gonna go crazy on Twitter or something.
Oh my god, Kyra, you know how much TV I have to watch? Like I have to catch up on Succession, I have to catch up on, and I started watching Supernatural for the first time, no joke. Yeah, I'm loving it so far, by the way. Yeah. I finished She-Hulk finally. I need to catch up on House of the Dragon, Rings of Power. There's too much TV for me to watch, way too much.
It's crazy.
I can't wait for that show Wednesday, the Tim Burton's new show coming to Netflix.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm obviously biased because my dad did the original Addams Family.
Oh my god.
Family Values. I mean, it's Tim Burton, so yay. And Jenna Ortega, who was in Studio 666.
Yeah.
She's a gem, and obviously she's already like a scream queen in her own right with everything that she's done.
Especially with X. Oh my word.
Yeah, and so I'm sure it'll be good. I just like I love like the color palettes of what I've seen, but it just seems like so colorful for Addams Family, and I'm like, bring back like, you know, goth black and white, and I just feel like I mean, I'm gonna try and go in with it of like a new mindset and not compare it to the other actors, and just think of it as its own thing. And I love that they brought Christina Ricci and as like it's weird because she's gonna be a different character, but she like makes it
really
experience. Yeah, that's what I've seen. Ooh. I think they like showed that teaser. Yeah.
Oh my god, I did not know about this. This just makes me more excited because, dude, Addams Family and Addams Family Values. I was a huge Addams Family person growing up, like huge Addams Family, knowing that your dad worked on values makes me want to watch it all over again just for that
Oh my God.
purpose.
Yes, he did Baby What and Cousin It, and
Oh my
I can't remember if the second one is the one where it's like the family reunion. Yeah, it is. So a lot of like there's like a lot of the Addams' family in the ballroom. There's like a
Oh,
guy with a second head. He did that, and a lot of like there's this guy with a snake clarinet. There's so much detail that goes into like movies like that that are so magical. Same with like Hocus Pocus, and you just like don't see it, and it's like damn. I mean, you see it in full, but
yeah.
you don't see all the little things that make it so wonderful.
I'm a person that literally just, even the tiniest, the smidges of details, I was like, what the flark was that I just saw right there? That's
Yeah,
exactly how I am. Like, and even my dad's like, you're just pleased by the littlest of things. Like, well, as Tallahassee said in Zombieland, gotta enjoy little things.
that's so funny.
Let's talk about your film school days, because we were talking even at Popcorn Frights. We have a mutual friend that
Oh,
went to FSU with you. I need to ask, besides her saying hello, how did you meet Lauren by chance? Because Lauren she's a sweetheart of a person. The moment I told her I was interviewing you, she was like, oh, she's the greatest. She'll have the best time with her.
that's so
Yeah.
funny. Lauren's so cute. Yes, so Lauren and I met working. She was cast in a friend of mine's F3, which is your third film that you direct at FSU
Okay.
School. And I was production designing it. So I was like in charge of her wardrobe. And then I gave her this like crazy wig because she was supposed to be I forgot what it was, like undercover. I don't remember the storyline that much, but and so that was kind of it. Or it was just like she was supposed to have 80s hair, and it was going to be insane to do her hair
Oh
every
my
week
God.
because Lauren has the longest, most beautiful, luscious hair.
Oh, she does. She does.
And I was like, I'm not prepared for this because at school you had to like, if when you were production designing on F3s, your crews are so small. So you, like if you were production designer, you were also set deck, art director, wardrobe, and hair and makeup. Pretty much,
Wow.
you like found a volunteer to come do hair and makeup, but it's like not everybody's gonna have free time on like a school day, especially like we're shooting during the week and stuff like that. So it was like hard to find people. So I was just like, I am just gonna put a wig on you, Lauren, because I can't do this emotionally. And it was the greatest experience working with her. She was in the
Aw.
theater program, and she was in so many people's short films. She was such a gem to work with. But she lives all the frick the way on the other side of the.
Yeah, she lives in New York now, which is crazy. And by the way, Lauren, congratulations with everything you've done so far. So I say I love you to death. And Kyra also says hi to you as well, by the way. Let's talk about Halloween specifically. Now, let's say you're running a huge horror film marathon on Halloween. If you could choose up to 5 films, doesn't matter what type of horror films they are, what would you watch back to back to back, either just by yourself, friends, with your dad, or pretty much anybody?
Like, does it have to be horror movies or just like Halloween time movies?
Pretty much as long as it involves Halloween types, yeah.
I usually like to watch every Halloween this children's movie called Scary Godmother.
Oh, I never heard of
I don't
that
know
one.
if you've seen it. It's the cutest little patootiest movie, and it's obviously a take on a fairy godmother, but it's all Halloween themed, and it's about this little girl, and her scary godmother comes to her rescue and shows her like not all monsters are bad, and you don't have to be afraid of stuff.
Aw, okay,
It's
that's
really
cute.
it's also the girl who voices the little girl is adorable, but also the guy who's like the blonde dude in Hunger Games is like the
Oh, I know who you're talking about. It's a Josh Hutcherson.
no, not PETA.
Oh, I haven't watched Hunger Games in ages.
The villain guy, the blonde villain guy who's a douche.
Oh shit! I know I haven't seen Hunger Games in ages, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he voices the older brother, and it was like one of his first little things. So it's adorable. And it was originally a children's book, so that I always watch every October or on Halloween. And then as keeping it in the realm of Halloween family films would probably be Addams Family. And
I
then
love
going
that.
into horror movies, I would want to rewatch Texas Chainsaw, the first one.
yeah. I love Texas
I
Chainsaw
watched it for the first
Massacre.
time over COVID, and I can't believe I hadn't seen it sooner. And now I just like want to watch it again.
Dude, isn't that movie scary even in broad daylight?
Yeah, they're so good with timing and like it feeling real, and like the whole scene where she's pushing the guy in the wheelchair, and it takes for like ever because it's like a
Mm-hmm.
real time, and then it just like the jump scare comes out of nowhere. You're like, it's past the point of when you think it's gonna fucking happen, so you're just like, when is the scene gonna end? And then the guy just dies. It's amazing.
And then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I can finally take a breather maybe for a couple of seconds. All of a sudden, bam, it's like, Jesus, God.
And it's like and the first kill is very realistic, I feel like, of like if you were, because I've traveled across country twice and driven through Texas, and like,
Oh,
so it is very like reminiscent of, I feel like, a real thing, because it's not this whole big thing. It's just like he comes out, boom, dead, drag. Like,
yeah.
so good, so good. And it's like, it doesn't even use sound effects. There's no like,
No.
and it's, so that's crazy to me that it can be that scary and not utilize sound in that moment when like 70% of horror is sound.
Yeah.
So
Cover your eyes, not your ears. I think that's what Eli Roth said once.
cover your ears, not your eyes.
Yes, thank you. Oh my, I was
Yeah.
just getting all mixed up.
Yeah, it's okay.
God dang it, I knew I messed up something over here.
There's that. Gosh, 2 other horror movies. I don't know, probably Insidious. Insidious 2,
Ooh.
actually. I like the second one more.
Such an underrated movie, right?
Yeah, and it's like I think James Wan. I love James Wan. I think
Dead
he
Silence, man. Dead Silence is so good.
so good. It's so good. I also shouted James Wan out on Instagram, like of like when I was watching it on my story, and he responded.
Oh, no way.
We had a full-on conversation about like that movie and our mutual love for Lin Shaye, and it was so just like, I was like, by the way, this like made my whole life. Thank you so much. Like,
Oh, was it years ago? I was directing when I was at PBSC. I was directing a short film because I'm also in the filmmaking part as well. I reached out to James on Facebook. I was like, "Hey, do you have any advice? Because this is my first time actually making a short film." And it's a horror show. And he said, "You know what? Treasure Instincts just have a lot of fun." It was a horror film based on a creepypasta called Humans Can Look Too. Yes.
oh,
Yep.
okay.
If I could go back in time, I would reshoot everything because the lighting in that film sucked so bad.
It's okay. I think if you like your first short film you ever do, that you're a psychopath, because it's gotta be awful. It just
Oh
happens.
God, right. The first
Learning.
short film you ever do, it's like you're gonna be in a panic attack almost.
Yeah, you feel like, oh, I have to make this thing, and it's like, no, just like the point of it's to learn, because you don't know what you're doing yet. I think that was the vibe in film school too. Everybody was just like, oh my gosh, this has to be amazing, and I'm like, it's 4 minutes, and we have like this really old camera. No, it does not.
Speaking of Phoebe, by the way, I watched it a couple of weeks ago. It's so charming. So
Oh,
charming. What camera did you shoot that with? I'm curious.
yeah. For context for people, Phoebe is my senior thesis that I did while I was at film school, and it's a 4-foot animatronic fish puppet.
I can't believe you pulled that off too, because that was crazy.
Crazy. And she can't really make any friends in college, so she tries to flush herself home because she thinks that's how you get home as a fish. So that was crazy. We shot that in 3 days. I think, I can't remember if Lauren was in my party scene. I don't think so. I might have asked her to be if she was around. But we shot that on a red helium.
Oh, nice. Those reds have gorgeous image quality.
Yeah, the DP that I work with now, he owns a red, and I very much like shooting on them. I also enjoy like black magic cameras. That's what I've used for fighting the foo. Wow. The Foo Fighters. BTS they had me on a black magic pocket cinema camera, and that was gorgeous. And it's interesting coloring from those cameras, though. I don't understand it. And then what is a lot of people using? Is it like?
I think it's Alexa, an Ari Alexa, I think.
Yeah, I keep thinking like the Siri box, and I'm like, is this correct?
Now I got 2 more things, Kizzy, because I know we're kind of running short on time here, because I've been having the best time talking with you this evening. So the next thing I want to ask is this. All right, Halloween is coming up very, very soon. Throughout your life when you've gone trick-or-treating, If you could choose any one of the Halloween costumes that you have worn, what's been your favorite Halloween costume?
Oh God. As a kid, I'm trying to like remember. It's weird because then when you get into high school, like I'm so annoyed that I gave a shit what people thought about anything. Because when you get into high school, like people are too cool to go trick or treating,
Yeah.
dress up, and that's bullshit.
Thank you.
It is. It's so dumb. So I dumbed down like stuff in high school, which makes me sad. So it would have to be when I was younger. My dad did my makeup to be Corpse Bride when I was like 7 or 9.
Really?
I forgot which one. We have home video of it, and so it was a wedding. I had a whole wedding dress, and he painted like the hole in the cheek, and I had a whole veil and blue skin. That was fun. I would love to redo that as like an adult now. Some year.
I love Corpse Bride, by the way. Amazing movie. So before we end things off, and I do have to thank you for a couple of reasons after this. So I want to play a little game with you, a little thing called This or That Horror Edition. So you're gonna be choosing between two things, and you're basically saving one thing and erasing the thing from existence. The Battle of the Slashers.
Okay.
Freddy or Jason?
Freddy.
Same, simpatico over here already. Next up, the Battle of the Supernatural. Werewolves or vampires?
Vampires.
I like that. I dig that. All right, then the Battle of the Remakes. Dawn of the Dead or Evil Dead?
Evil Dead.
I will feast on your soul. Feast on this motherfucker.
Yes, I fucking love Evil Dead so much. I cannot tell how much I love that film. Now going into TV, the Addams Family or the Munsters?
Addams Family.
The Addams Family.
We're in the same wavelength. It's absolutely insane. I love this. All right, next up, talking about Pennywise. Tim Curry or Bill Skarsgård?
Oh, that's hard. Well, I think Tim Curry's actually more scary. I think
Really?
I don't think the new It, like all those kids are so good. I'm friends with some of them. I love the movie. I love the look. Bill Skarsgård looks so good, but it's just like the original clowns is what's truly fucking scary.
They float, Georgie. They float.
This is the battle of stop motion animation. Frankenweenie or Paranorman?
Paranorman.
Hi, how's it hanging? Oh, haven't heard that one before.
I love that as well. All right, another TV one. Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Goosebumps.
That was my favorite thing growing up with those books. Next up, might be a little hard for you. This is the battle of the directors. Wes Craven or John Carpenter? I had to bring it. I know.
John Carpenter. He gets points for the music.
Next up, the battle of the final girl. Laurie Strode or Sidney Prescott?
Laurie Strode.
And then the final one, well, I'll do two more. Screw it. So this is the battle of the killer dolls, and you see where this is going already. Annabelle or Chucky? I think I know what you're going to say. Come on.
Chucky. Annabelle doesn't do anything. She doesn't even fucking move.
You've been very naughty, Miss Kettlewell.
No offense.
I could totally see Chucky just talking so much shit to Annabelle. I can already see it.
Everybody's like, when are we going to get a Chucky versus Annabelle? And like, there's no fight. It'd be boring.
Literally, he would just rip and tear, like I said to you and your dad. Just have him rip and tear him apart. It's okay. I'll be all right.
Yeah. I'm curious to watch Megan because maybe that'll be more interesting. Chucky versus Megan.
Oh my God. Those tweets I've been seeing on his Twitter page have been fucking hilarious.
Insane, yes.
And then the final this or that. This is the battle of the classic Universal Monsters movies. Frankenstein or Dracula?
Frankenstein.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Kyra, I know you do have to go very, very soon. I've had a blast chatting with you, and I want to thank you for a couple of reasons. One, for saying yes, even though we did talk at Popcorn Frights. The fact that you said yes literally meant the world to me.
Oh my gosh.
Two, you also actually inspired me to back into screenwriting. I wrote 2 scripts, literally short scripts, about a month after Popcorn Frights. I'm just trying to make them now.
Oh wow. Congratulations.
Yep, you inspired me to get back into along with Dan and Sylvia. And also, this is probably the biggest one right now. So I usually do these interviews for Flick Direct, but I want to thank you for being the first ever interview for my channel.
Oh,
You're my
what?
first interview.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so seriously, thank you so much. Because I know your schedule has been insane. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for taking your time out of your insane schedule for sitting down with this jackass and talking about horror, Halloween, Chucky. I wish nothing but the best for you. And if there's anything I can do for promoting Little Chucky, let me know. And I will literally go to the gates of hell and battle Satan himself to get this film as much publicity as possible, man. Kyra, you have a wonderful day. Keep kicking ass out there, man, and just rock the flark on, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
So happy to do it.
Yes. Yeah. There.